looks like it will be potentially one final changeup. Nakji smoked off for the moment, dashes up top with the blast pack to try to get an angle. Buzz is quick on the tailwind. Great little lurk spot there from Kosa in the cup. He does manage to find one, but 10X trades it back. An advantage still going to be there, however, for Spear Gaming. As the darts start to fly and Buzz takes a decent chunk of damage. Gets himself positioned up top market steps, however. He's holding his hard angle, waiting in case anybody pushes out. Jump up over the top. Oh, yep, they saw him. They know where he's at. That showstopper will clear the angle. He updrafts, however, to avoid the overall explosion in intro. He pushes back up. Buzz finds one. And is this just how it ends? One last member standing here for Spear Gaming in a must-win situation. If they want to take a set, push around the corner, Hound will find Buzz, but 10X is there to get the finish, and Rio will take it 13-8.
Yeah, that's Spear's pick as well. Ascent was them, and that's fantastic work there by Buzz. I mean, really making up for it at the end. They kept feeding in the operator. They had the confidence to say, look, dude, you had a bad start. It happens to everybody. I think I remember you saying this the other day where you say, players have bad games. Yeah. And they come through, they bounce back. The best of the best will always find ways to kind of turn things around. And you can see he really got it going. And that updraft to get above that showstopper, like, it's great. The timing on that is just incredible. To have the reactions and the wherewithal to understand that in the moment. I mean, yeah, you hear it, of course. Like, there's that very obvious sound cue from the raise, but you still got to execute.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a terrifying moment. It's, your average player will probably just kind of choke up in that spot and be like, oh, that's definitely coming to me. I'm absolutely dead. But, the top players are going to say, oh, you know what? I can avoid this. I can live, and then maybe I can get an additional kill, which is exactly what he did. So it was a really nice play from Buzz. A very rocky start, but really started to come online there by the end. And, of course, there's still more to be played. So now that he's got his warm-up in, maybe it's going to be just the Buzz show from here on out.
I mean, it's bind time. I mean, that's a map where, operators are really, really powerful. I mean, you have so many great sightlines to utilize it with, and it seems like that's going to be the name of the game today for Rio, I assume, going into this. I assume they're going to try to, get more operators in the hands of Buzz, particularly when they're on the defender side. Yeah. It's just it's a really powerful gun in those situations, and he's, we can see he's very good with it. For Spear, man, there's, you could tell that they, like I said, this is kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of teams that have been put together. A lot of players who've been doing it all of this year and previously as well. Great players in their own respect, but it's hard when you have to come in. You don't have a lot of prep time. There's a new patch. Yeah. There's some changes to things, and some of the ideas they brought to the table on their defender side were the retakes were good in the beginning, and then they kind of overpressed it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's still a solid showing for them, 13-8 there in map number 1. But map 2 is going to be coming up in a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Like the ocean, love you in slow motion. Anything it takes to make you stay. But I can't rely on you. Doesn't matter what I do. You say you need a time, I think you mean a buyout. Cause it's pretty clear you're on your way out. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah. I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Something to say to me, then faded. No more infatuated, and I blame it on you. I blame it on you. Yeah, this time I hope you get it. In love, you shouldn't fake it. No, I'm old enough to take it. So just say it to me.
And we're back. I told you it wouldn't be too long. We're getting ready to jump into map 2 of our map 2, our
I did it
first
to you, I'm
match
sorry.
of the day.
I had you confused as to what
I
the
just got Bruce
abilities are
Almighty.
called.
Just turned into Steve Carell in that movie where he's
I've
just giving the
got
news
like a
and he
little
can't
voodoo
talk.
doll under the table,
Yeah.
like poking you with it. I'm like,
But yeah, we're getting ready to go into map number 2. This is going to be Bind. Ascent was fairly close. It was a really solid start for Spear Gaming. They tried to run it back in the end, but the score ends up being 13-8 as Rio take it. So a very solid showing from them. And I mean, this is an anticipated victory for Rio,
Sure.
kind of coming into this, just given the consistency of the team. Like obviously, they do have Esperanza coming, into the roster instead of Harry, so there is a minor change. But overall, the transition into, from Muyaho into Rio, becoming, an officially sponsored organization has been pretty consistent with them. They still have Locomotive that's backing them up as a coach. They still have, the managerial staff that are there with Steven Kim as well as Pavane. So it hasn't been nearly as much as changes as we've seen from Spear Gaming.
yeah, and I think for Spear, like a lot of these guys have played with each other from time to time. Particularly Park Chung has bounced around a couple of these teams, and Ben with Hound, Ben with Nakchi, Ben with Wix on various different teams. So they're they have some experience together, but not all at the same time. Like they've all been kind of journeymen here in Korea throughout the year, trying to really find a home. But I tell you what, I'm really happy about Kosa, a player I didn't frankly know much about coming into this. He hasn't really shown up in the scene too much, and he played really darn well, particularly on the defender side.
Yeah, really, really good stuff from Kosa, so definitely looking like the standout player here, but Park Chung kind of falling to the wayside a little bit in this game. We know that he can do, he can put up better numbers than what he put up here, so we'll have to see how they're going to be faring on Bind, but man, intro, what a performance from him. 24, 9, and 5. The ACS, not as high as you might have anticipated, but still an incredible performance from him, and he clutched it when he really needed to.
I mean, he came up with so many big wins, especially at the beginning when Rio really needed to right the ship and stabilize their economy. He came in, put up some big rounds, getting multiple kills, really just being able to, again, be that bank for the rest of his team, to give them the guns they needed, give them the utility they needed to kind of just start to, gain control over things, especially on the defender side. If you lose the pistol round, you're probably going to lose the follow-up. Then if you lose that third rifle round as the defenders, that's when things get really shaky, because you're in danger of just having no economy for quite some time if you keep losing those rifle rounds. And then all of a sudden, you did terrible on your defender side on, let's be honest, pretty much every map is the defender's map, but especially on Ascent, a lot of people are going to talk about it as that's a really important moment where you really need to turn it around and step up, and then intro comes through and just starts banging shots, and
Yep.
that's huge. That really is where everything turned around, because at the beginning it was looking pretty dicey.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a little bit of a trade back and forth, and then all of a sudden you have this huge stretch of round wins coming for Rio, and actually looking at it now, Spear Gaming were never able to win more than 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate. But, yeah, now map 2, we have to see how they're going to be faring on Bind, whether or not Intro is going to be, continuing to play Astra, whether or not we're going to see something like the Viper, which has undergone such significant changes. I'm excited to see what this agent selection is going to look like, and we are just about ready to hop into it. So let's go ahead and put it up on the screen.
I wouldn't be too surprised to see Astron bind, but it doesn't look like it. It is going to be Ghana. Oh, going over to Omen.
Yeah, an intro onto the sky. So decent transitions here from Rio. So not going to be, you know, the new agents coming out here. I kind of am including Viper in that, just given how broken her decay is now. But still an interesting transition. So not really going to be, you know, lurking here.
What is Esperanza playing? He's playing Sova. This is really odd.
The very big change up.
Yeah.
The only consistency is Buzz is still playing Jet.
Yeah, Buzz plays Jets. Everybody else is like bouncing around. Like 10X is on Raze.
Yeah.
Like, what? Wow. Well, this is going to be wild. We've never seen something quite like this.
Yeah, this is a very major swing for them. So let's see how they pilot it and whether or not this is going to come back to bite them in the ass or if they can actually, you know, manage to take out this 2-0. So we will find out as we get ready to jump in here for our first round.
When I was doing some of my research beginning of this, I don't think Esperanza has ever played. I don't think he's ever played Sova in a competitive match here in Korea that I remember. Maybe he has a while ago, but when I look, it's pretty much only Cypher, Killjoy, and occasionally he plays Jet. So it's just kind of interesting to see this whole thing from Rio is going to be wild. Spear, it's not too different for them. I think it's exactly the same, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Still going to have Kosa on that Omen. Hound as well on the Jet. Pulling back now into Elbow. As Buzz gets himself out here onto the site and can start the spike plant process. Drone does come out from Spear Gaming through the teleporter, so Wix is playing this one out patiently, and they will spot two. Hound tagged up, they push the corner, and with the frenzy, will manage to take him down. Park Chung falling as well. Made in deep. Does pull Buzz back. Wix managing to find one. Nakchi finding another. 10X is gone, but it's 3v2 as they get the tap on the spike and they cannot force it to half. Shooting around the side there. Doesn't manage to come out on top. Buzz will strike him down. 3 members left standing. Rio will finally pick up their first pistol round.
That's just great use of the recon drone from Esperanza. Get into Elbow, take control of it. You get that dart out onto Hound, and he's dead to rights. You double push it to make sure you get it just in case. I mean, he knows you're coming, but still, you get the information, you follow up very nicely, and then the rest of it's pretty easy. You really just take control of it. If you're on the attacker side, if you can gain control of Elbow like that, it really limits the flanking options that the attackers are going to have. They're basically stuck coming through alley there to the hall. And, you know, well, there's the early flash into Esperanza, but he's going to continue moving forward. They're making some noise. They're going to know another flash in his base. Buzz is going to get one. Intro gets another.
Esperanza doesn't know what the hell he's doing right now, but it doesn't matter because he's got the backup there from the rest of the squad. He can just continue to shoot those ghost shots up into the air as they have backup. And just like that, 2 members gone. The spike planted yet again here at the B site. And the drone will get a spot on the 1. Esperanza says, okay, let me play a little bit further back here into the garden, keep myself safe, given that I have almost no health remaining.
I like that Esperanza just kept pushing. My God, Buzz.
Okay,
Jeez.
yeah, Buzz is warmed up.
Yeah, I think he's okay now.
Buzz is here. It's fine.
Jeez. But I like that, though, even though... I love the way you put it, but even though Esperanza is blind and has no idea what's going on, he doesn't let go of W, and that's actually kind of important when you're making pushes like that.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of players will get blind and, like, stop, and then they're body blocking their teammates and stuff. He just keeps going, man. I mean, he's a, you know, a dog in a park. He's just happy to be there, and he just keeps going. And that's actually really important to do. Like, that's something that is hard to kind of learn as a player, because when you get blinded and your screen turns all white on you and you're like, I don't want to see this. If the rest of your team is the call is to make a push, you just gotta keep going. Even if you die, you gotta respect that your teammates are gonna follow up.
Okay. Well, they do manage to get the boom bot down in time. It looked like maybe 10X is gonna be finding some significant value there, but does just kind of give his life up for nothing. Hound will find intro, and suddenly it's 3v5. Really great forward positioning here from Spear Gaming, getting a bit more aggro on the defense. Pays dividends for them. Spike is getting planted by Ghana at the moment over here at the A site. Rest of his teammates still kind of creeping around, looking to keep them safe. 3 knives remaining. Hawk is going to come flying through. Will force Buzz back, try to set up a little bit of a one-way as he gets himself situated in heaven.
Yeah, it's really nicely done by Buzz. That really buys a lot of time and space to help defend this retake, get the good crossfire set up as best as they can.
If they could pull this off, I mean, this would be a great turnaround given how this round started for Rio. Park Jung will manage to find one. Can't quite line up that spray. Ghana is still alive, but they're in onto the spike, and they do take him out. Yep, Park Jung good covering fire, as Wix was down to 24 HP, so 1-2 more bullets, and that would have been the spike likely detonating.
Yeah, that's tough, having 2 in A main there. You know, the spike is planted for that spot, so I get it, but yeah, I would have liked to have seen Rio try to position someone else in a different spot than just both in A main. It makes it a little bit easier to defend. Ghana doing a nice job with it regardless. Buzz, of course, coming through 6-1 to start here. Gives them a chance at least on that, but yeah, the retake's good. Smoke's on top of the spike, and it's an easy hold from there for Spear. See what they can do. It's a good push out through mid at the beginning into B mid.
Oh, well, this time 10X not letting Nakshi get the better of him. Trailblazer does manage to clip onto both, but oh man, Park Jung just holding the angle. Takes Buzz's head off. Great turnaround from him. As Hound moves up, but doesn't quite get the spot there onto intro. He has successfully slinked his way back over towards the short here. The spike has not yet moved in.
Yeah, they're kind of scouting things. There's the counter recon drone from Spear coming through in towards the fountain. So Esperanza gonna let the recon dart in. See if anybody's hanging out inside of main there. Nobody's hanging, so he's gonna start pushing forward. Spike picked up, being thought about, pushed through to Hookah, it looks like. Ghana trying to lurk way in the back lines into short A.
Yeah, taking that TP across. Wix here. Left Cubby does manage to find one. Kosa finds another. Oh no, the drop down from 10X just gives him the lineup. Kosa wants a great shot. Now TP's over into the smoke, sprays out, almost gets the shot there. Onto Ghana, who's now in a 1v3 scenario. Spike getting planted. They don't just rush him, they play this out patiently. He spots one, and then he gets his head taken off. Spear Gaming will go ahead, tie this up 2-2. Great back-to-back rounds from them.
Yeah, yep, really important. Again, that you get that third round, then you can start really kind of doing to what the team that won the pistol round did to you. Start kind of snowballing it, looking around, just seeing what's going on up there. And it's now for Rio. The money's there for Buzz. Everybody else is kind of in an awkward situation where they can't full buy, so is it going to be, yeah, it's going to be half shields and the assault rifles. 10X can full buy, though, if he wants.
Ooh, Nakchi. He's going to be picking up the operator.
Early operator.
Yeah, looks like it won't be a swap off into Hound's hands either. Well, could still deliver it to him. But no, we'll keep this for himself. Talk into showers, confirms that there's one there. The Seeker's now going to be called out. Intro to Scout. Jumping in, and Hound manages to get that headshot after spraying wildly. Wow. Takes out 10X in midair. Push on the corner. Intro does finish off Nakchi, getting the operator drop down onto the ground. But Hound finds third in the round, and it is all coming down to Esperanza now. And he is in such a rough place. Takes a couple shots. The drone flies through. There's just too many angles to check. Just absolutely impossible scenario for him to try to clutch that out. Spear Gaming will take a lead.
Well, with Hound just doing some great trap shooting there, taking 10X right out of the air on the entry, I mean, that just slows everything up for Rio. They can never really fully push through showers either. They keep trying, they're committing to it, but they're really just stalled up. It's so hard with Skies to really kind of brute force your way through one of those narrow positions. There's so much utility that Sky has to really slow you up with the flashes, with the Trailblazer. It makes it really, really challenging. Even though you're a Sky as well, you know, and you're getting these flashes, it's hard to follow up.
Oh, they get spotted. Straight through the wall, not a ton of damage. Pushed out, even with the Vandal. That wall's quite thick, so you're not going to get too many hits in. Now things slow way down.
Yeah, I mean, Rio just wanting to take their time with this, try to get as much information, identify what's going on. It's going to be tough with where Spear Gaming is set up on B to get anything going there. He's hanging out behind that wall. It makes it hard to get a recon dart in unless you full commit it into where Park Jung is, but Hookah is open, so that's going to be where they start to push through. And that is a great shot from Naki.
Yep, now it's going to be the showstopper. Spots one, throws it down, but 10X was already eliminated. Hound comes up with 2. As the spike is dropped on the ground. Buzz will find Koza, but that might be as good as it gets here for Rio in the round. Pulls way back outside of Hookah. Gun in hand, can he do anything more? Such a hard angle to check. Makes it across, oh man! It's a great shot in, but Wicks playing forward, comes up through the window, gets the elimination. That's a great little reaction there from Buzz to almost get the elimination on the Nakshi though.
Yeah, Buzz is, he's feeling it for sure, but it's too little too late for Rio. They never identify that Park Jung is even hanging out in B main there. They didn't even need to, because 10X lands the operator shot as Wicks is, or not Wicks, excuse me, other way around, thinking the wrong race. Nakchi lands the operator shot as they're coming around, as Esperanza comes around the corner. They don't even need to reveal that Park Chung is there. It didn't matter, I think he would have got him anyway, but it's just such a tough setup that they had on B for them to push through, and now they're going to try it again, but this time they're going to be a lot faster about it. Here comes the showstopper, doesn't get anybody.
Does not. Got a decent amount of damage there on the Park Jung, so Buzz does very quickly pick up the remainder of that kill, but Hound completely untouched by it. He was able to exit safely. Oza creeping up from behind. Scoped in with this operator as Nakji situated here in the back. Confirm that he's nearby. Hound pushing the corner. Oh, had them lining up, but they can't quite get that kill. Oza does manage to find one, however. This intro falls 3v3. The taps there on the Spike. Hunter's Fury does get called through. They push in onto the smoke, and Ghana gets dropped. Dash in. There's a right click from Buzz. Not sure if he knows that there's one up above him. Nor behind him. Koza manages to come up with 3. They're trying to hold for it, and they just barely have it. This time even closer. 0.23 seconds left to go. As Spear Gaming are on a tear. This is 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it's going pretty well now for Spear. Koza's got an operator. Nakchi's got an operator. It is, again, on this map, that gun is so useful. The long sight lines across the spike sites. Once you can start rolling with that, it becomes very difficult. And there are smokes and other things available for Rio to use, but they're not really able to isolate these operators, keep them from getting in positions. It's a great job here by Spear to be in unique positions with their operators to kind of find good angles. Kosa lurking in. Oh, hold the phone. He gets another one.
Buzz still drawing down his gun. He's completely caught off guard there. And this is so difficult here for Rio. I mean, even without the operators in hand. Park Jung forced off his position. Smoke will come through. But losing out on, your top fragger that early into a round, it is so costly to your mentality for the rest of this round. See if they can dig deep enough to try to pull this off. The Seekers will get called out. One op shot, all 3 Seekers gone.
Oh, there you go. That's some good value. Trying to use those Seekers, they're kind of difficult to deal with just an operator, unless you get all of them with 1 bullet.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Everything is going wrong for Rio right now. They are just not able to find any kind of entry. 10X gonna try. Nobody's really on the B site. Kind of punish this right now. Nobody in elbow either. So if they could take control of that, they might have a chance here to defend this retake.
Let's see, do have Hound crept up into the side there. Dart does get finished off before we see the reveal come through. Nakji just trying to hold things down. Ghana finds one. Nakji will get rid of 10X. Esperanza, slightly blinded, does manage to come out on top, and suddenly it's looking great for Rio. Half HP on the remaining 2 members. Nakji pushes the corner. It's a great shot from him, but Intro is quick to respond. Takes him down. It's the last one standing, so still a very costly round with a rough economic situation here for Rio as a unit, but they do finally stop the win streak. 5 straight rounds for Spear Gaming. Rio finally pick up a 3rd.
Yeah, and Rio's saying, well, we're going to try to build on this momentum. We got to do it. It's going to be a lot of money spent. to go through this. Yeah, Buzz is going to be given that operator. Nakji still hanging on to enough money. He's going to have an operator of his own. So just one operator for Spirit Gaming this time. Park Jung playing way up into short A.
Buzz getting aggro, forces a TP actually out. The Hound moved up, got rid of intro, which means that he's just perfectly safe. They all get the call that this is going to be another B-side hit, however. Wicks gets smoked off, at least momentarily. Is he ready for the push in? Yes, he is. A great flick over to the side. Gets the headshot to come through. Paranoia connects. There's a great push. Nice little combo there from the side of Rio to try to even the odds a little bit more, but still going to be down a member. Seeker starting to come through now from Park Jung. Buzz just holds back. Secret spots him. He has to take the op shot. He gives away his positioning. Hound pushes it. Oh, man. That's a catastrophic miss from Buzz. Shots in. Oh, Ghana does manage to capitalize. And now they turn it around. It was looking so good on the retake here from Spear, but Rio say no. 10x finds 3 here at the end of it all, and now they might be able to tie us up.
Well, that right there just shows you why elbow control is so darn important for the attackers when you push B. They get control of it, like you mentioned. They use the paranoia to clear that out. They come through. They've got 2 over there, and then you've got a great crossfire with Buzz in long B with that operator. That should be a pretty good setup for them. And then he misses that shot. Spear Gaming takes him down, and then they come around from both sides and do a really nice job. On that Rio. It really gives you so many good angles, so many good options for defending that retake once you have that elbow control. So really nicely done by them. Ghana gonna get Hound. Hound lurking out in the beginning again. Nakji finds one on the 10x. So now Park Jung gonna be retreating here. Gonna send the dog out just to check B long, just in case before they move back into B. They didn't have the information, just so they have to do that.
Close up, set up. Does get spotted, they'll force him back, TP across over to U-Haul, but he's currently blinded from the paranoia, and Esperanza is fast enough to capitalize. Ghana will get rid of Wicks, and yeah, things starting to really fall apart now for Spear Gaming. Rio looking to pick up their 3rd straight round win in a row. Which I guess is redundant, but all the same, they're looking good. 8 out from heaven to try to clear the showers, but you can see Intro is playing well back. He's actually watching over from towards their spawn to make sure there's not some kind of really deep lurk getting ready to come through to try to pick them off as they exit the site.
Yeah, this time the crossfire is so good for Rio. Nice shot by Buzz. Gets around the corner in time. Esperanza gonna clean it up. This is really nicely done by Rio, dude. They go through, they check into towards B, towards Hookah. They lose somebody there. They're like, nah. Let's go the other way. Like, just forget it. They know there's quite a few coming through out of Hookah there, at least 2, and they're like, well, that gives us at worst it's 3 on A. Let's give it a shot, and you know they're able to land that paranoia big time onto Kosa. Even though Kosa TP's out of the way, it's still hanging on to him. And I really like on Bind. If I'm on the attacker side, my favorite way to attack this map is through short A. I really think there's a lot of good options to put smokes down.
Oh. Yeah, it's a big entrance, but it will just be both Omens getting eliminated simultaneously. Nade could get some significant value, forces the push forward here from 10x. Nakji is a fantastic explosive opening to this round to try to make this 6-5. Push around the corner, he'll come up with a 3rd kill, gets the nades back up. Pushes the corner yet again. Both members are sitting there, but Esperanza will stop the kill streak before he can go any crazier. Spike now inching forward. Tailblazer to check up short. Seems like A is going to be the likely play.
No smokes. You got to be real careful, no matter which way you're going.
They're backing off. This deep wraparound from Hound. Is he prepared for somebody to be there? Here's the reload. There's a shot. Gets the lineup. Hound will take out the final 2. That's 6 rounds now here for Spear Gaming. And it's 7-5, 6-6. I don't know what's going to happen. Rio, let's see if they can pull this off.
Well, it's really good, like, kind of change of ideas here for Spear. Rio is having some success. They're pushing through short A. That's going really well. What do? You throw a raise at the problem. That can really just do a lot of damage in those bottleneck situations. And Nakji plays it great. I mean, he throws the paint shells in. He knows that somebody is likely to be stepping up in front of it. Maybe somebody stuck behind it. They don't have cover. He can take advantage of that.
was thinking maybe we're going to have a similar play given that the judge is here as well as the showstopper as I drop my pen. But here we go. There's the entrance. Looking for a target, but doesn't manage to spot anything. We'll just let the rocket loose. Goes back over to get the spike planted. Buzz around the corner, pushes out very aggressively and gets punished for it. Nakji finds the elimination. Now the Seekers invested. Looking for a target, but they do get cleared out rather quickly. Move in, Dart connects, 10x says, I don't really care if you know where I'm at. I have a judge and you have to push a corner. But that being said, looks like he actually pressed out aggressively. Does get eliminated in the end. Intro trying to make his way here onto the side. Will get cut down. They're in onto the spike, and there's not a damn thing that Ghana can do about it. It will be 7-5 to end the half.
This is just wild, the kind of counter ideas that are coming through for both of these teams. So Spear adjusts with putting the Rays into short A after they kind of lose through that angle, and that really causes a lot of problems for Rio. Then they back off of it. Rio's expecting something to be blocking their path when they're coming through there. In fact, there's nothing. They're just able to come in there for free, but they waste the showstopper. They waste the Hunter's Fury for nothing to get into the site. They waste a ton of utility, and then Rio's just like, well, we're all over on B. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing. Buzz pushes a corner where there's 3 guys waiting for him, dies for free, and it's just all downhill from there. I mean, it's just really well done by Rio in kind of the idea game, the meta game here.
Oh, corner check. It's 10x. Throws down the nade. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Spear.
Looking for the bounce. Nade in, layered on top. As Hound does get eliminated here. Push on the corner. A heavy stack out at B long. And it is just a slaughter.
Well, that's not good. That's not good for Spear.
Yeah, only one member gone. Now they get the confirmation on the rough location of Wix.
I gotta stop complimenting him, man. That's when things go wrong.
They're playing so well.
They're playing so good. They're doing great.
Absolutely bodied.
Wop, wop.
As soon as you finish talking about them. Okay, well, that didn't get much. Yep, you know, the information that you wanted, they're all out there. The drone has confirmed it.
We know he's there now, for sure. I mean, okay. Oh. There's another one. Did he bounce that?
Yeah.
Okay,
that was his
I
sound.
think, yep.
I like how he just stared at it. He was just like, oh, you gotta be. Really? Of all times? Okay.
I was like, I didn't think that Esperanza had another recon dart already. I'm like, they don't recharge that fast, do they?
He did not. You know, there's for moments like that, there has been a long-standing technical term for that in FPS. If you go all the way back to like 1.6, you know, even like Team Fortress.
Is it a word we can say on air?
It is.
Oh.
It's unlucky.
Unlucky. Okay. I have other words for it.
Yeah. Well, not the way that you want to start the half. That does give a very significant opportunity here for Rio to try and take a lead. Buzz already getting things started. Pulls back, just trying to utilize some of these one-ways, make sure that nobody's really aggressively chasing him. But it seems like this B push still going to be the intended play as they creep their way up to the hookah window.
Well, this is, I mean, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Buzz again.
Well, one dropped instantly.
Him down. God.
Trailblazer is well found. Park Jung over here outside of Garden. They have recovered the spike, so teleporter going to be used here by Park Jung. It's going to cause a pretty
kind of a fake
hefty rotation. I'm curious if they're going to actually full fake this, but it seems like the answer is going to be no. Park Jung just gets himself up here onto the side, but they will just get struck down. And this just kind of leaves Nakji in a position of being able to do almost nothing.
Yeah, well, with how hard they were watching that ult orb, I didn't think that was going to fool Rio at all. And this should be it. Yep, there you go. Intro. Gonna get that final kill on Nakji with the Bulldog. That, I mean, they had been watching that angle for quite some time. They knew that there was one in there who had just picked up the ult orb. That was probably the only person that teleported. So it wasn't like, wasn't gonna be that confusing, and it's not likely to be the bomb, so, for the spike. So it's just, yeah, I don't mind the try by Spear. I mean, come on, you're in the, you're in the eco round. It's,
yep.
You got to try goofy stuff when you're when you're in the eco round, man.
Well, they can't really afford to lose here.
No.
I mean, they literally won't be able to afford to lose here. So, need to come out on top now that they do have these rifles in hand. Push out. Oh, boy. That is a catastrophic start of the round here for Spear. Hound already going to be gone. 10X does manage to destroy the boom bot. The nades buy him enough time to get pulled back. Send out a bot of his own. Knows that somebody's pressed forward. Nakshi does manage to go ahead and strike him down. Needs to receive some healing here from his Sky, though.
Well, they're going to be able to get the plant down at least. There's that healing. Yep. You got to be yelling at that Sky. Heals, please. Heals, please. Esperanza going to check elbow, recognizing that you need control of this. Going to get the dart out. It's a double. Big Buzz gets both of them.
I was going to say they only saw one, but Buzz doesn't give a damn. He manages to just go ahead, sprays through both of them. And suddenly this is just absolutely awful for Spear. Not that they're playing awfully, you know, mind you, but just this situation is completely and utterly lopsided. Wix yet again, the last one remaining standing, does throw in that shock dart. It's two members that are very low that would die to another one here from Rio, but they persevere and they come out on top. That's the rifle round lost for Spear.
Yeah, Wix is in that spot again where he has to save his guns because things are going to be economically out of control if he doesn't. And this time it's going to be a Vandal that he's going to be hanging on to. You can see the money is low. It is not good. A couple players underneath 2,000 basically. I mean, yeah, you bought the shields and the Sheriff there for Hound, but it's going to be difficult, really difficult now for Spear. This should definitely be a 9-7 go for Rio to start this. You never know, though. Something crazy could happen. And the ideas are good from Spear on that round, going into elbow, trying to counterplay off the information, try and take control, but it's just a huge outplay by Buzz. Intro.
Yeah, I mean, Park Chung was the one who had the least amount of anything in this round. He could not afford to buy just about anything other than his utility. No shields on him, no guns. So a very rough position for him to be in particular. Does get punished very early on into the round, but that just means that Spirit Gaming are now without all of that extra utility to try to play in onto this site. Well,
I was about to say, Kosa's got U-Haul, and now it's not as easy.
Okay, well, Intro finding 3 with a Bulldog. Kosa spotted, tries to pull back. Intro, do we see an ace with a Bulldog? I think we might. No, it just doesn't barely happen there. Kosa gets the headshot, denying it away, but Rio do move up 9-7.
I was really hoping for the ace. He just whiffed a bit on those Bulldog shots, and Kosa's been practicing the Sheriff in the practice range. Apparently that's what a lot of the pros like to do. Is what we saw in one of our videos in the last one, that they warm up with the Sheriffs. I've been doing that now, and I can tell you it hasn't helped me in the slightest, Achilles.
Hey, who warms up for this game? All the people that I play with when it comes down to my my random teammates online, it's like they just picked up the game for the first time. No warm up needed. Just go straight into it. It's like, oh, Astra's out. Let me just buy her real quick and play her in the first game without even reading what her abilities do.
I like the ones who just camp and spawn with the Sheriff and just try to pick people off. Yeah. That's my favorite. Thank you, random guy who does that. You're really making the game fun for everybody.
Bronza finding 1 as the Seekers come up over the top. Hound holding back here in U-Haul. Will get eliminated. 10X finding the kill. Buzz with the operator. Gets rid of Nakshi. Push forward. Gets the finish. The defuse will come through, and that is now going to be 10-7.
It's in disarray now for Spear. This whole half has just been all Rio right now. There's literally nothing that they've been able to do, and now their money is bad again, and they're not even able to pick up guns off of them. Like midway through the round, they're just getting just swarmed upon.
Yep.
The reaction times are so good for Rio. They're really reading the ideas and strategies that Spear want to do. They're being patient. They're really using the recon drones and everything to clear their angles, to check everything, get the information, make their moves. Everything is just really, really good right now for Rio, as you would kind of expect. There's a reason they were one of the top 4 teams in Challengers 1 here in Korea.
Yep. Making their way forward now. Oh, it's awkward, you know, it happens to everybody.
It's like there's a window there. The bird's just like...
Yeah. It's something to get, you know, get used to. This is why I don't play Sky, because I would just be absolutely tragic with these Hawks.
Yeah, they're hard. They're a little hard to control. I mean, you have to kind of be looking around, and it's a little unusual in an FPS.
Hound with a very aggressive angle. Oh man, 10x, he checked it, but had to do a bit of a double take there. Grid Paranoia, however, from Ghana does allow him to push forward to get the punish on that. Opens things up a bit. Trying to shatter the defenses here of Spear Gaming as they desperately look to hold on. Intro finds one, doesn't look to the left, but Buzz is here. Right click to finish. Throws down the knives. This guy is on an absolute tear here in this map. I believe that's, what, 22-9 now on the board for him?
He's really making up for that slow start on Ascent. I mean, that's just great. Knows the information, knows where they are, gets up in the air. As you have so much vision of the site from that spot he's in. I mean, he can see everything, and he gets one, gets another. It's just clinical work from him. Keeps the operator. Now Indro as double operator, so now it's the time for Rio to take their hand at it. We saw Spear actually kind of falter when they went with the double operators, but their money right now for Spear is so bad that I don't even know how you get to the operators. If, you know, Buzz should, if he's smart, get the opening shot and back up.
Darts flying, blocked there by the Cloud Burst.
He should just back up. He needs to get back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Buzz continuing to play forward. Oh, well,
there it
gets
is.
one. There's the exit with the tailwind. Repositions up top with the updraft. And now can just wait. Park Jung is jiggle peeking, but you don't quite have that line of sight to punish him.
Every time I hear Jiggle Peak, I think about that episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Did you ever watch that show?
I've watched it, but I don't know the show that well.
Oh, okay. There's like a... anyway. there's an episode where they find this doll, and it just always says commence the jiggling.
Oh, well. There you go. Uh-oh. Well, Hound misses all of the knives. Esperanza finds the kill. We'll get a punish here on the 10x over at the B side and get the spike down, but can they defend this 2v4? Hawk sent out doesn't get any info for them as the Trailblazer moves up. Doesn't get a spot either, but in the back of the elbow there. One elimination did come through. There's the finish as Park Jung is the last one to fall. 12-7 now. Spear Gaming need to win 5 straight to force us into overtime.
Yeah.
Otherwise, 2-0 here for Rio.
Yeah. It all comes down to this. Buzz is just playing out of his mind right now. And even though it got a little dicey there for a second, it felt like if Spear had really committed to that mid push, they might have been able to get Buzz down, get that operator. But Buzz is able to be cagey enough, long enough, keep himself alive, get that opening kill on Akosa, back up right away, doing exactly what you need to do in a situation like that where you've got an operator, you've got the economic advantage, you really don't want to hand that over to the other team. And just keep yourself safe. If you're going to play aggressive like that, it is probably going to throw the team off guard, but making sure you're able to get back, very, very nice.
Blast pack to try to get that angle there at long. Meantime, Ghana does get eliminated. Buzz, however, getting revenge for his Omen. Does get rid of Kosa. The Trailblazer will spot too, just outside the teleporter. Hunter's Fury going to be used from Esperanza. Hasn't quite lined it up yet. Does get a final tap there onto Wix, but it's okay because they have the Sky. So Park Jung can keep them nice and topped up. Seekers coming through. Hawk out as they push forward. Intro gets the punish. Spots as they pull all the way back over towards Fountain, so will play it safe and keep himself inside the site. Buzz, however, left to his own devices over at A. Does come up with a kill. And now it's just 2 members left. An awkward position there from 10x. Oh, but the double blast pack will take him out to safety. And Nakshi gets dropped. 4v1 Spear Gaming. Unfortunately, looking like they just cannot quite get it done. 10x is slowly moving forward as he does not have any blast packs. And he gets his head taken off. Maybe if they just all run at him one after the other, he can actually pull this off. He's looking for the shot, but here comes Buzz from behind. Does he go for the knife? No, he does not. Just goes in with the ghost, gets the headshot, and it's 13-7 in map number 2. Bind goes the way of Rio, much like Ascent did. And they take this qualifying match 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, a 7-5 first half for Spear on Defenders kind of leaves you to believe that, yeah, it's probably going to go typically pretty well for Rio on their Defenders side. I mean, they
didn't drop a map on their Defender side. So.
No, they did not. I mean, they were really just, they just put their foots down on the Defender side, on Bind especially. I mean, they just did not give Spear any breathing room. It's just clinical. I mean, and Buzz is all over the place doing Buzz things. They don't, intro is great on Ascent, and it's everything you expect out of this team. I mean, it doesn't matter what name they have; they're still pretty much the same players. Again, Esperanza the only difference this time around.
And I mean, this was utter domination. In the second half, especially there was a decent little start from Spear. Picking up 5 straight, but but this was with major changes to the setup here for Rio. You think about Esperanza coming out on Sova. You've got 10x on Raze. So even with making these major changes to who's playing what, they still managed to just crush it. That's
a fantastic point. They really showed us something very new for them.
Yeah.
And I mean,
a lot of flexibility.
Everybody, playing stuff they're not really used to, not comfortable with. And I mean, especially for like Esperanza coming into this team for the first time, asking to be played Sova outside of his comfort role of the Cypher Killjoy area, and he did a pretty good job with it. I mean, some of his recon darts might have left a little bit, but they were fine. I mean, it was good enough. He was doing a great job with the drones. They were playing off of that very well. They were timed very well. They were put in good spots, used to control elbow in particular on the B side is something that I hammer away at because it's so important to be able to generate cross angles no matter which team you are. Everything was really good. It's hard to, and then, Buzz finally wakes up and he's on Jet all the time. And once he comes alive, then things get scary for the other team.
Yeah, I should say, we do see 10x not play Sova from time to time, but that's usually on split where no one is playing Sova.
Right.
So it's just for the pedants out there that make a Reddit thread like, he said that he doesn't play, he only ever plays Sova, but I've seen him play that before. But man, Buzz, he's definitely the one to really talk about. Intro continues to just look phenomenal here for this squad. Was a little bit of a rougher start from him, but then really got into the groove here.